again. This is Dragon-esque4 coming at you with another how-to tutorial. Today I'm going to cover magical crafting of a energy wheel. Now, an energy wheel is a little device that you can use to help you develop psychic energy for telekinetic powers, and just it helps to develop your psychic abilities in general. It'll look like this, and what you do is you try to focus your chi energy to get it to move. I'm going to teach you how to make one. Okay, now your list of supplies. You're going to need a piece of aluminum foil. You're going to need a single needle, sewing needle. The height and the size doesn't really matter, but you need a single needle. You'll need a scissors, some kind of device to measure out your thing. You will need a pliers for making the one version. You will need some kind of knife or a cutter to cut off the one piece that you'll need. You'll need either a cork, like here, or a bottle cap, or like a piece of clay, or maybe a couple stones to stick it into to act as a holder. And you'll need a lighter if you're making one of the one version, which I'll explain as I go. Okay, now what you do, take your sheet of foil, fold it into half, and this is just so this will strengthen it a little bit, because you can make it with a single sheet of foil, but it's not as sturdy, and it's going to be a little bit harder to try to do folds with and whatever, and you're going to have to fold this into a couple of different ways here. So now you take this, press it down, rub it down so it's nice and flat here. Rub it down, and then it also strengthens it, like I said. Now, you're going to need to, let me push this stuff to the side here until I show you in the video what you need to do here. Now you're going to need to measure out roughly 3 inches square. So take your tape measure and measure out a 3-inch square pattern. Okay, so let's see. From this edge here, there's 3 inches. So to right about, let's see, right to there. So it's a 3-inch square piece right to there. Now you can mark this if you want with a marker pen or something in order to, before you go to cut it, but I'm not going to bother with that because I'm just holding it in position. So all I have to do is cut this out. Carefully cut this out, like so. So you'll have this little square piece. Okay, you're pretty much done with your tape measure, so you can put that to the side. And once you cut this, you're done with your scissors, so you can put that to the side. Now, what you're going to do is take your thing and hold it like it's a diamond. Okay, so you hold it so it forms a diamond shape of sorts. Now you're going to want to fold this in half to bring it to the other edge, like so. So it'll form a triangle. And press it flat, flatten it out. Okay, so you'll have this little triangle piece. Now you're going to take that and open it back up, like so. You'll get a crinkle like this. Okay, so now you want to take this, hold this going this opposite direction that you just folded it. So you want to go and fold it from this end going to the other way to form the triangle. All right. So you'll have, now that you've so you've folded it one way going the one way, and then now you folded it, and then you fold it going at the opposite, to the opposite corners like that. So you just want to bend it just a little bit, like so, on those folds that you just made. Okay, and you can kind of just put a little bit of pinching on the end, just pinch off the vein, pinch the veins a little bit, so they'll kind of be concave, convex, whatever the word is. You know, so it'll form this little pointed star. So you just kind of bring it in together so it's pushed together like that. So it'll form this little star, you know, just by pinching it together over the folds you made like that, and it'll form that. So it'll looks like a little tiny star, sort of. Okay, so now that's your one component. Now, for the next step, you'll need something to balance this on. So you're going to need your needle, taking your needle. Now, you can use a, sorry about that, someone who was calling my house here. You can use like a cork, you know, a wine cork. Now, if you're going to use a wine cork, you'll need something to cut the wine cork with, because you only need a little piece, and you don't need like a whole big piece. You just need a little chunk. So you'll just cut off a little small piece off the end, like I've already did that. So now you can also use, like I did in this example here, a tea candle, which works really easily, because then you can just poke it right in there. It's not hard to make. Or you could use a bottle cap, and here's the method. This is a more advanced method. You'll need something to hold this needle with by the head, not the tip of the needle. And what you'll do is you take your lighter, light up the tip of the needle just a little, you know, just heat it up a little bit, like so, until it's nice and hot, and then just poke it through the center of the bottle cap like that. You know, because it'll melt, pretty much melt the bottle cap. As, you know, let it cool off, and then you have your holder. Okay, and then you're done with that. You know, the pliers, and you're done with the lighter. Now, what you do after you have your holder, and again, you could also use clay. You could also use like a couple rocks, you know, if you want to just poke, you know, like hold the needle between a couple rocks. But that's acting as your holder. Or you can use it like the candle, like I did. So, you know, so you want your tip of your needle to go into the base of whatever you're using your holder as. And the head of the needle, which is the part that the thread goes through, is going to be facing up. Now you're going to take your little vein that you just made, and you're going to carefully balance it on the top of this. And if you want to spread it out a little bit, you know, just so it's not quite as deep, you know, because depending upon the needle length, like this one here is kind of short. If you get a longer one, you may not have to do that, but on a shorter one, you might have to. And then you're going to place it on to the needle here. Okay. And again, you may have to just kind of flatten it just a little, you know, just a little bit if your needle is short like this one is. So you may have to just kind of flatten it. And then you see how it's balanced on the here on there. You want it to kind of, as much as you can, and it's kind of fragile, but just kind of get it balanced so it's, you know, like even. You know, you don't want it to like be tilting down or whatever. And that's your basic model, right? That's your basic thing right there. And to use it, I'm going to use the one I've already made because I've worked. Now, all you do is you concentrate your energy. You try to concentrate your psychic energy onto moving this with your hand. you concentrate the energy into your hand. It helps develop your psychic ability here. And let's see if I can do it with this one that I just created here. All right. You can see it's starting to move. And I'm not breathing on it or anything. I'm just concentrating my chi energy into my hand here to get this to move. Now, see, okay, now it's moving a little bit better. Okay, now that I've showed you how to use it and showed you what they look like and how they work, I'll give you a couple tips on it. Okay, now if you want to once you get pretty good, you may want to like try to change directions. Like, think your thoughts and your energy to come off one side, and then when you get it going good, the one direction, then change it and think the other direction and try to stop it, and then change it, and you'll be able to eventually develop where you can go one way, the other way, get it to stop, get it to move fast, slow. Like right now, I'm barely doing anything, and it's moving fairly decently right now with this other one that I've made. Now, see, if you can buy these, and there are a couple of different designs you could do. This is a really easy design here to make. Now, if you buy them in the stores, they usually run almost $20, or if you can find them, and they're hard to find. Theirs are a little bit thicker of the ones you buy usually are thicker, a little bit slightly thicker aluminum foil. So you could usually, like it's maybe go to a craft store and get like a thin sheet of aluminum. Then you would have to snip it out with a tin snips or something and form it. And usually the ones you buy in the stores usually have like an equilateral arm, so they're like that. So it has like four points, so it's like that. And they don't have like this middle veining part, like this does. You can make it that way, but then you have to like put a slight bit of a divot in there by pressing down with like a nail or something just into the center of it. That's one pattern. You can also make these larger, like if you wanted to get like say a knitting needle or something. You could make a really big one with like a bigger sheet of foil, as long as it's a square sheet. You probably can make like maybe different designs. Like maybe just make a single triangle, or you can make like this one here is the quad pattern, because it has like the 4 veins, even though they're connected. And again, you can also have like the cross pattern, whatever. And they're interesting little devices, and they're really easy to make, and they do help develop your psychic abilities and telekinetic abilities, which, again, if you're concentrating your chi energy and learning how to work with your psychic abilities and whatever, you can also start getting other abilities from working with this. Like this starts you with telekinetic ability, then you might develop telepathy abilities, or like pyrokinetic abilities, water bending abilities. Depends how good you get with starting with something like this. Well, anyways, that's the video, and I hope you enjoyed it. That's it for now. Bye.